Are you someone who can bring money into your experience, but something or the other happens and then you just lose that money? Today I want to share a story about how a childhood programming of mine stole my first 800 rupees and how that shaped my entire money journey, and the lessons from that is going to help you break your pattern. Hello and welcome, my name is Kartika and you're watching Synchro Shakti. So when I was a kid, I used to have pocket money and I would collect my pocket money, and every time I'd collect to around 800 rupees exactly, something or the other would happen and the money would get taken away from me. And that became a pattern in my experience. But also internally, any amount of money beyond the 800 rupees felt very outside my comfort zone, very unfamiliar to me. It's very out there. It's not normal for me at all. Tell me if you relate to that feeling. Now, one day I was 10 years old, and after a long time I had actually accumulated exactly 800 rupees. In the morning, when I saw that I had accumulated 800 rupees, I had this thought come in my mind that every time I come to 800 rupees, something or the other happens and the money goes away. I remember having that thought in the morning. In the evening, now I was a very angry prepubescent child. I used to go out of my house and there was this, these apartment buildings, and there was one empty plot, and in front of that there was a wall. I used to take these ceramic tiles on the ground because it was kind of like a construction sort of area there. So I would take these ceramic tiles that were on the ground and I would throw them on the wall to break them on the wall, because that was my anger catharsis process. But today was different. That day, I bent down, I saw the wall right in front of me, I'm standing like this. I bent down to take this ceramic tile. And now I'm preparing myself, I've moved my hand like this, and I'm about to hit or throw the tile onto that wall so it can break. But before I can throw, suddenly, like some gust of wind or some sort of energetic tornado, something came onto my body and just pushed my body in this direction. It turned like a force, turned my body in this direction, and my hand went like this, and guess what it hit? It hit a car that was parked in front of this apartment complex, and it hit the back windshield and it crashed. It cracked the whole thing. I immediately turned around. I was angry child, means under anger is fear, right? I ran to my house. I went through my living room, went to the bathroom, locked the door, jumped on top of the toilet seat, and I'm watching outside the toilet window, and I can hear people are talking, so they've obviously figured out that something has happened. I can hear people walking towards my apartment building. I can hear, and what I don't want to happen is happening. I can hear them coming towards my apartment building, and ting dong, I can hear the bell, and I'm frozen in fear. If anything, I'm shaking. I don't remember what happened after that, but what I do remember is the exact cost to fix that rear windshield of that car, which had to go out of my pocket money, was exactly to the dot 800 rupees. And I remember thinking, how in God's name is it exactly 800 rupees? And all throughout when I was growing up, I thought it is some external force that has done that to me. Some demon came, some karma, some external thing had pushed my body like this. It was only when I was around 14, 15, 16. 14 is when I came across the law of attraction. Around 15, 16 is when I understood, okay, this wasn't some external demonic thing or some other karmic thing or something. It was my own subconscious mind that had moved my own body to hit that, because everything in my experience or your experience has to match your concept of yourself and of money. My concept of myself and money was not very good. In fact, anything beyond 800 rupees seemed to be too far or too big for me. So it had to match it and keep me at zero or before, or just before 800, not 800. 800 or zero. Now, when I learned all of that, I decided to get a little bit more into this law of attraction. So I must have been around 18 at this time when I got very heavy duty into practicing law of attraction for money. Now, before I got heavy duty into it, I started out with techniques like manifestation techniques that you see on YouTube, a lot of different videos of different teachers who are teaching on YouTube. And I remember doing this money ritual. I don't know exactly which technique it was, but just one day after doing this law of attraction technique on money, and I felt good while doing it, but it was still unfamiliar world to me, the law of attraction techniques for money. But the next day after I did that, I went to college. I used to go by bus. Someone stole my wallet. one day after doing my law of attraction technique for money. Now, someone stole my wallet. For some reason in my head, my attitude was, maybe because I was always so enamored by the law of attraction since I was 14 years old. In my head, I had this attitude of, it's okay, let that money go. It's kind of like that was the old energy, old money that's just gone. Now I start fresh and I'm going to really deep dive into it. For some reason, that is the attitude I took to it, and I deep dived into it. That time I was 18, today I'm 34. This over 10 years of all the studies that I did on abundance, on creating abundance in my experience, some of that stuff I'm going to share with you right now. That's going to make a huge difference. 5 of those I'm going to share with you. But after all of that, today you'll know the story. Not only was money not anymore this unfamiliar, out there thing, money became, or having large sums of money became a part of who I am. It became very familiar, it became very normal, and I started seeing myself as a grower of money. I'm someone who money not only comes to and stays, but it grows in my experience. That became my predominant story. And of course, today, as you all know, I run a 7-figure business. I earn every single day of my life. Every day there's a sale. And also I live a financially free life in Europe, and it's not cheap to live in Europe. But what are the things that you can take from all of this? Let's look at the 5 of them that will help you break your pattern. Hopefully you're learning something from the story as well. By the way, if you learned something from the story, just type thank you Kartika for the story, just because hey, it's a personal story. I just shared it on YouTube, but I hope it helps somebody. So the first thing we need to see is what creates your patterns of attracting money, but something or the other happens and then it goes away. Let's look at that so we can reverse engineer it. The first one is identity. How you see yourself in relation to money. For some people, they see themselves here and money is all the way up there. They don't see themselves equal to the money they're asking for or greater than the money they're asking for. This self-concept is not very strong around money. So one of the things you would do is to start giving yourself reasons to believe that your spirit is bigger than the money you're asking for, that the intelligence you hold is strong enough for you to attract the kind of money you want, that you're so blessed and you're so worthy of the money that you begin to feel equal to or greater than the money that you're asking for. So identity is the first one. If you got that point, type in the comments below saying my spirit is bigger than the money I'm asking for. That is a power dynamic you want to shift first. The second one is your negative predominance around money, which means your predominant feelings around money is not good. How do we have this not good predominant feeling? Based on 2 things. The first one is our beliefs. We already know a lot of us have very crappy beliefs around money that does not help us attract money at all. But some of us have okay beliefs around money, but really bad focus. They're focused on the lack of money. So when you focus on the lack, you close the door to the dimension of abundance when you focus on lack. Now I'll give you a story here. I had a client who was doing okay with money. She was just rising up with money, but you know, everything has to mirror and match your concept of money. One day, she went on a date with this guy. Now she was doing really fine. She had a job, she was living by herself in this apartment in a different city. She was doing fine. Then one day she goes on this date with this guy, and he took borrowed money from her on Paytm. So she gave him that money. I don't know how much it was, but when she asked for the money back, he gave her some snarky reply, or he insulted her or something like that, and that triggered her so much that she felt cheated out of that money. She felt like that money was stolen from her. So now her focus and that anger was so much on the money that was stolen from her. Next day, something happens in her apartment. I don't know whether it was a pipe burst or something happened. And what happened? Because again, she was in this lack focus, some money went away because of the random things that happen, random bills that come, and the money goes. Random accidents, random parking tickets, random things, and the money goes. Then something else happened, and finally she lost her job. And it was all in 1 month, tick, 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 tick. But I asked her what actually happened, it was so clear as day to listen to her story. She said, first this happened, and then 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 this happened. All that she was focused on for the whole month was this train of lack in her head. Because she focused on that thing, so strongly, the next thing manifested. Then she focused on that thing and the next thing, and the third thing manifested. Then she focused on the first, second and third thing, and the fourth thing manifested, and the whole month was just declining money. That's what happens when you focus on lack. So this is where a lot of people's predominance around money is very negative. Okay, let's go to the next one. The third one is your money story. Now, this is not the first time you have thought to yourself that it's easy for me to earn money, but somehow I'm not able to keep money. It's not the first time you've thought this. You've thought this again and again, again and again. At least 5 times you've thought this thought. Anytime you think a thought again and again, again and again, it solidifies. It becomes like a brick. It becomes like a steel, strong as steel, because it becomes belief. If you can learn to change your story and say, like what I said in my story, I am a grower of money. Money not only comes into my experience, it stays and it grows in my experience. Why? Because I'm a grower of money. Now, if that's your story, give yourself any reasons to believe that you are a grower of money. So I give myself reasons like money grows in my experience because money feels very safe being with me. Money feels very safe being with me because I'm very friendly towards money, because I feel like a family connection with money. Money likes to grow in my experience because I have very good integrity around money. So that's why money likes to stay and grow. So I give myself reasons to strengthen the belief that I'm a grower of money. Let that be your new story. Tell me if that helped you. If it did, type in the chat saying I am a grower of money. The next one, this is very similar to what I just said. Fourth one, you tend to externalize. A lot of people externalize money. Like money is supposed to come from God, and God decides whether to give you money or not. Money has no free will. It only follows your energy. Instead of externalizing money, you can internalize money by imagining that you are this farmer and you have this infinite land within you, and you are planting the seeds of money, and that those seeds, as you are doing your money energy work, you are focusing on abundance, you're counting your blessings, you are counting your current abundance, you're getting excited about your future. It's like you're pouring water onto that field, and that field of abundance is growing from within you. This is in your control. It's not something external, it's something internal. The outside is only a reflection of the internal. So instead of seeing yourself as someone who's hopefully will get money from outside, see yourself as someone who's growing money within yourself. Okay, you're the farmer, or you're the big landowner of the fields of money. Think of it that way. Tell me if that was helpful to you. If it was helpful, just type helpful in the chat. Okay, also type I am growing a field of cash within myself. Also type in the chat I am growing a abundant field of cash within myself. Okay, is that cool? If that helped you, just type help me. Okay, fifth one is staying out of touch with the feelings of abundance. People get very realistic on their journey of attracting money. They think too logically. So they look at the loan amount they have, and they look at the source of money they have, and then they calculate in their head, this is not enough for me to pay this loan, so what can be my other options? So now I can't do this is not possible, that's not possible, I'll have to do this. In order to do this, I have to get a job. In order to get a job, they think too logically. Don't think logically, think magically. If you can focus on abundance itself, the feelings of feeling abundant just by calculating the abundance you currently have, by counting every leaf on the tree and thinking every leaf is 1,000 rupees in your bank account, flowing in that feeling of abundance. If you can do that continuously, your equation will change. You'll start feeling very abundant, and when you're feeling abundant, the sources of your money will show up in your reality. You may only have one source now, but when you tap into abundance, 1,000 sources will show up to you, and you'll be able to easily go through whatever financial situation you are in and move to a better state financially. Was that helpful? Did you understand what I said? If not, listen to that part all over again. So those are the 5 things that you can do to break your pattern of having money come in but somehow losing it. This way you will start becoming a grower of money, someone for whom money comes, stays and grows. If you understood that the video was valuable, let me know in the chat. By the way, in case you don't know, I'm doing this 3-hour class. It's called How to Change Your Life in Less Than 6 months. So this is not just about money, this is about everything related to life, your health, your relationships, your career, your prospects, your self-love, everything you can possibly imagine. How do you change all of it in less than 6 months? If you're curious about that, you can find the information on when the next class is in the description and register for it. Come live, or if you can't make it live, okay, we can send you replay, but live is where the energy is at. Live is where the magic is at. So come live. So I look forward to seeing you more. Find out more information about that class below. In that class, you learn the way of life, that lifestyle that makes a huge difference and shifts your life within 6 months. You're also going to learn how to stay consistent, because a lot of us know what to do, but we're not consistent. So how to master consistency. And the third thing is how to change people and situations without forcing them, without manipulating their free will, just by changing your own energy. If that's something you'd be curious to learn about, come for that class. You can register below. And that's it. That's my video today. I hope you felt some inspiration to move forward. I hope you saw that these patterns happen with almost all of us, and there is a way to break it, and you can become a grower of money. I hope this video has given you hope, and if it did, just type in the chat saying I've been given some hope today, because hope is a great launching pad to success. I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Namaste.